Hello, we are going to old Timmy Tobias. Old Timmy Tobias is supposed to walk around the restaurant and go from table to bail making little kid happy. But as far I can tell, he has the opposite effect. In fact, kids seem to hate old Timmy Tobias. When we got here tonight, Roderick was getting it from every side. Roderick told his manger warned him if he was ever caught without his Tobias head on, he'd be fired on the spot. Luckily, one of the eyes on the costume's head comes out, which is the only way Roderick was able to stay hydrated. I'm starting to wonder if the guy who had the job dressing up as old Timmy Tobias got fired on purpose. If I had to bet on how long Roderick lasts, I'd give him 2 weeks, tops. Friday. All the buzz at school has been about this big trip to Hardscrabble Farms that's coming up next month. When you get to my grade, the whole class goes on a week-long trip to this place where you sleep in log cabins and learn about nature and hard work. I'm sure it's a blast if you're into that sort of thing, but I've already decided I'm gonna be the one kid who stays back when everybody else heads off on the trip. And while the rest of my classmates are sweating it out in the woods, I'll be in the school library enjoying all the comforts of the modern world. Whoosh. Mom's been trying to get me to change my mind because she thinks I'll regret not going. I really doubt that's gonna happen, though. I've heard horror stories from kids who went away to Hardscrabble Farms, and I remember the letters Roderick sent home when he went there. Help get me out of here. In fact, Roderick seemed kind of traumatized by the whole experience. When he got back from his trip, he crawled into bed and stayed there for an entire week. Today was the deadline for picking who you wanted to room with, and at Luch everyone was scrambling to get into a good cabin. I was glad I already decided I wasn't going, because I really didn't want to deal with all that drama. I felt a little bad for Rolly because he was counting on bunking with me. When I told him I wasn't going on the trip, he went around seeing if anyone had an opening in their cabin. But by the end of the lunch period, things weren't looking good for him. Goodbye.